Hi everyone, Edward Plant here from the Business League, and I'm here with Stacey King, co-founder of Banaban. Have I got that right?
Yes, you have.
Fantastic. Welcome, Stacey. And I've just been talking to Stacey about the presentation she's going to give to the Business League on Tuesday, the 20th of March. And I'm pretty excited about it. Stacey's got a huge wealth of knowledge, and the biggest challenge we've got is how do we get all of that into the breakfast? Stacey and her partner Ken started Banaban from nothing. It was an idea. There was absolutely nobody in the coconut oil space when they started, and they've created a whole industry around that. During that time, they've gone from working in their garage to the peaks of a $5 million company, and getting back to their core social enterprise of supporting their family, the family back in Fiji. They've injected over 17 million, I believe, into the Fijian economy.
Yes, that's correct.
Which is fantastic. And they've got an amazing vision of where they're going to next for the next stage. So we've just had a quick chat with Stacey about what we're going to talk about. But Stacey, what are some of the things we're going to share at the breakfast?
Well, hopefully I can inspire your members and give them the encouragement to know that sometimes being different is a bonus and a belief in yourself. I mean, when we started, I was asked to sell this magical oil that Ken's adopted brother was making in Fiji. And I said, look, I'm so busy, I haven't got time to, do any more. And he said, oh, but look, please help the women. I need you to help the women. And of course, he knew how to get to me. And so in the end, Ken and he was sending this oil to us in our garage. And we only were living in an apartment. And we started bottling oil. And I thought, how am I going to market this? And the only way I could think about it was, the reason Ken and I are together is because we're passionate about Banaban, the history, the story. Our families have a history going 100 years together. And we thought, well, this product could help fund our charitable work. We're out trying to lobby the rest of the world and tell the story. So we created this product, and on each product, it tells the story of the Banabans and the plight and what we're trying to achieve. So we started from nothing, and the next thing, people embraced it. And I think the reason we were lucky is that the Australians loved the fact it came from Fiji, and they fully supported us in Fiji, our mission. And it took off like crazy.
Yeah, and you took off with an idea that really had a purpose behind it instead of just selling a product.
Exactly right. And it was the only reason we did the product was to fund ourselves, because we were out, lobbying around the world. We were trying to fundraise all the time just to be out there getting our message across. And we thought, well, we'll use the product, we'll tell the story, and the Australians need to be educated on who and what a Banaban was and how the history involved Australia. So we thought,
when we talk about Banaban, we're not just talking about your company, we're talking about the family line that goes back 100 plus years in Fiji, aren't we?
It's not in Fiji. Ken's homeland is in the Central Pacific, and it was absolutely mined for phosphate that all came to Australia. So, and my family were the miners, and Ken's great-great-grandfather was signed the island away for 999 years. So we were brought together. Our destiny was to come together to help the people.
Yeah, wow. That's amazing. I look forward to you sharing that more, and we don't want to spoil it all for those people that are going to attend. And then after that, we're going to segue into some of the challenges that you've faced, and how you've grown through those and evolved, and maybe a little bit about what the future's got, because I think you've got some exciting things coming up.
Yes, and we were very lucky when we started, because we started selling online, and in those days, in the early 90s and into 2004, the world was our oyster. So we were, the online space was a very, very good space for us, and it gave us fantastic cash flow. So we were able to create something totally different, and I call it a bottom-up approach. So instead of being a top-down approach, it was very much the opposite way.
Yeah, awesome. I love it. Look forward to exploring that a little bit more at the breakfast. And one of the other things that really resonated with me in our chat was about you playing to your strengths and what your strengths are, and how you've really been able to shape the direction of Banaban as a result of those strengths, and how you've harnessed those, specifically in relation to your skills around what I've termed village-based entrepreneurship and building relationships.
Yeah, and I think this is why, I was so lucky because I was running a charity for the Banabans to start with in the early 90s. I had a really good, valuable, entrenched relationship with the community, and I know how they work and how they think. And when you walk into impoverished communities and see the opportunity there, this is why I just knew that, we had to set up long-term sustainable options for our community that is going to empower them to get out of their current situation or their long-term situation.
Fantastic. And I love that ripple effect into different communities that you've been able to impact. I mean, 17 million in a Pacific Island country is a huge amount of money for them to be able to use and change lives with. So that's fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to talking to you further on the 20th of March. If you're interested in coming along to the breakfast, check the link below. But we'll see you at the breakfast. Stacey, thank you so much.
Thank you, Edward.
Stacey King from Banaban and Edward Plant from the Business League. We'll see you at the breakfast coming up.